You can say whatever you want, but the statistics don't lie. We know that if you raise the minimum wage, 2/3 of people in this country on the minimum wage are women. They need that help. We know that there is assault on women's health care rights from this administration, things like that.
Jess, please, I hate this selective feminism that we hear on the left all the time, okay? Well, don't make this a feminism issue because it's not a feminism issue.
But it is,
when you're going out and attacking women, you're not, I'm not done, okay? When you're going out and attacking women, you are not a feminist. This is not defensible whatsoever. And you sit here and you say this because you care about mothers. The basis of this is that people are upset that illegal immigrants are being separated from their mothers. Why don't you refocus some of that energy to the black community? They've been having their families separated. In fact, it's subsidized in the black community. You appreciate single motherhood. You are giving more money to families for fatherless absence. So all of this selective fake outrage when you guys do not have the same defenses for the black community is really lost on me. And it's time's up on this altogether. I think the black community has had enough of you guys being selectively outraged for parents of illegal immigrants, but not for the parents of the black community who have been separated from their family for about 6 decades.
All right,
now.
and ladies, I just want to point out, ladies, I just want to point out, let's keep this civil. As I opened up this segment, there is already so much hate. Indecency in this country. So let's just keep this debate a debate and keep it civil. Jessica, your response.
I believe I was keeping it civil, and then Candace told me that I wasn't a feminist. I also believe that Candace doesn't speak for the entire.
You weren't. I said the left.
Ladies,
I said the left. I didn't say you, Jessica. So don't make it personal. I said the left. It's selective feminism on the left that we're seeing.
I disagree with you, and I'm going to do that politely. I'm going to return to my original argument, which is that we have heard this for years, that Kellyanne Conway, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and all the women who work for this president and support his agenda aren't getting their due. They're not getting their due from the feminist community because they're advocating for policies that hurt women, that keep them in a bad economic position, that don't allow them to live equally in this society.
Can
they deny the wage.
Jessica?
Yes.
Same for the black women. Same for black women in this
Do you
society.
think that Kirstjen Nielsen should be harassed because of her position and because what is going on with immigration? Do you think because of that she deserves to be treated the way that she does? She was essentially forced out of a Mexican restaurant, protesters in there. You may disagree with her, but do you think the way she's been treated is fair?
I think that what Kirstjen Nielsen did in initially coming out and lying about what this president's policy did, then having to backtrack on it, puts her in a very tenuous position.
That wasn't my question, though.
I think that people should have civil conversations about it and certainly have every right as a public official to come up to her table and to call her out on her lies and this administration's lies. If she wants to leave because of it, that's on her. But she should be open to that dialogue with the American public who is dissatisfied.
Oh, good grief. If you do not support women and you call yourself a feminist, you aren't a feminist. Okay? All right, I'm definitely not a big fan of feminism, particularly not this fourth wave nonsense. But man, Candace is 100% right. The selective outrage on the left is just so weird. Because, for instance, if Sarah Huckabee Sanders defends President Trump, what a good feminist should do is not criticize Sarah Huckabee Sanders. All right, that is how you, as a leftist, can support a woman, but they don't do this. There's too much political capital at stake, easy points, easy grifting. That's why feminists go after Republican women so hard. And it's not because they're probably attracted to them. The reality is, if you are a feminist, you have to at least show some silence and some actual grit and not criticize women in the Republican Party and women in the Trump administration. It really should be that simple. But like I said, it's not. Furthermore, what Candace is specifically defending is the idea that the black community doesn't get as much, not necessarily scrutiny, but screen time, because instead everyone's talking about how this affects all these white conservative women. Candace, at her core, is a black woman fighting for black issues, and that's why she takes so many conservative stances. That has been at her core for so long. It is a part of her ideology. And so what she's specifically standing up for and reminding people that, ironically enough, the conservative value set is better for the black community than what has been constantly pushed forward by the left. Ever since the failure of the Great Society, we have seen time and time again that policies specifically designed to help certain minorities end up backfiring, and backfiring heavily. That's why Republicans have spent so long trying to dismantle this rotten system, because ultimately, the policies that lefties usually come up with, for instance, raising minimum wage, tends to actually hurt the bottom line. It hurts the consumer, and just as importantly, it hurts the poor that it's initially designed to help, because the people who need jobs the most are often the ones making minimum wage. And if you raise the minimum wage prices, if you raise the minimum wage, well, guess what? Businesses are going to start cutting corners. This hurts poor people more than you think. And unfortunately, leftists just can't seem to understand this. Ultimately, I simply have to say, bless their hearts.